Hi guys, I'm Andy Lamette and welcome to my channel. My whole mindset has changed since starting this YouTube channel. My mind has been on becoming a stay-at-home mom and an entrepreneur so that I can be home and be present with my little baby girl while she's in her infant stages and growing up. I don't want to have to go to work. Right now I do work full-time in an office, so I just can't fathom not being there for my little baby girl. So the idea I came up with is to start selling clothing on apps like Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. And honestly, I'm having such a great time. It's really fun. I've decided to focus my stores on maternity clothes and baby and infant clothing, accessories, and everything that a mom would need. I've honestly been pretty successful. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't made thousands and thousands of dollars yet, but I'm making a profit on the things that I am putting up for sale. Now, how I started was I was just looking online at YouTube videos of how to become a stay-at-home mom, how to become an entrepreneur, and I just fell in love with the idea of selling things online and reselling. And people were saying it's so easy. I've always loved fashion. I love the hunt of the sale, like finding a really good deal. Initially, the thought was to go to thrift stores, yard sales, and things like that to source and get clothing to sell online in my store. That way I can get them cheap and then turn a profit on them. But soon after I got started with this business, this whole COVID-19 pandemic began and everything is closed. So I haven't been able to go get clothing. Now, right before it happened and everything shut down, I ended up going to Motherhood Maternity and Destination Maternity. I had got a tip back in 2019. I think it was like November or December, that one store in my hometown was going out of business. So I went down there, I bought a bunch of things for myself, and I did actually shoot a maternity haul video about that trip. So that was always in the back of my mind. And then when I heard about this selling idea, I thought, I wish I could have, purchased a bunch of things at a really cheap price, because these things were like 70% off plus an additional like 25% off and all that. So it would have been a good idea to get some merchandise and then sell those online. Now, moving forward, 3 months ahead, I found out there was another store. I went and I stocked up and I got a bunch of merchandise for my store, but I saved so much. I mean, the first time I went, I think I spent maybe $300, and my total was up to $1,200. So I only spent $300, but the clothing was worth $1,200. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm doing good, and I'm like, well, I better go back. So I went back again, and I spent another $400, and this time the clothing was worth like $1,400. And I did definitely get a bunch of things for myself because I am pregnant. But then I also got a bunch of things to sell. So what I did was I looked at a bunch of different YouTube videos to learn how to pick clothing that would sell on these apps, Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. So I learned how to go to those websites and through the filtering and the search, check to see what items and what brands were selling and for how much. So, I mean, when I was shopping, it honestly took me 4 hours in that maternity store, and I'm like, okay, they're probably looking at me like, why is she taking so long? Because I'm in the dressing room and I'm picking mostly like small, medium, some larges, because I wanted most of them to be in my size range so that for one, I could try them on, possibly model them, and then also if it didn't sell, I could keep it for myself. So that day I also got a few baby items because I saw in one YouTube video that if you're gonna do maternity clothing, it's good to kind of add some baby items like for newborn. So maybe newborn up to 6 months, because when you're pregnant, you're also thinking about buying things for your baby. So when I went to Destination Maternity that last day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick up some baby items as well. So I picked up maybe 10 to 12 baby items, and I'm really kicking myself because I should have got way more, but I was planning to go back again one last time. But unfortunately, by the time I called, they were closed already because of the COVID-19 pandemic. That is how I stocked everything. So everything's pretty much brand new with tags, and they're selling pretty good. Now, it was my first time trying to figure out what would sell. I tried to make $10 off of each item, and I've been able to do that. Some items I've been able to make about 15. One thing I think I made like 23 bucks off of that one sale. But some, by this time, because I think it's been maybe 2 months since I started, and these things are kind of sitting in my closet, and I kind of just want to keep things moving, I'm just making like $5 from the sale, which is fine with me because it's still profit. Also, I'm trying to up my status, so I am like that close to becoming a Poshmark ambassador, and I'm honestly not even sure how much that will help me, but it definitely can't hurt. I've hit all the categories to be qualified to become an ambassador except for one, and that is sharing 5,000 of other people's items to your followers. And that's, I mean, it's so tedious. I'm up to like 3,000 right now. I've even tried to recruit my little 8-year-old son to like share these things for me. I taught him how to share my closet, and I'm like, if you can get me to 5,000 shares, I'm gonna give you like 10 bucks. But he just, I guess, didn't have the patience or the focus to sit there and share everything. He shared my closet a couple of times, but I'm still working on it. So I got about 2,000 more shares to go. And after that, I'll let you guys know if that did anything for me. But so far, I have about 80 items in my closet. Last week was like my biggest week of sales yet. So I made 8 sales in 1 week. And before that, I was making like 1 sale a week, maybe 2 sales a week, and I would be happy. And then I was just like, okay, I want to make a goal. Like, I want to make a sale like every day of the week. And I was like, okay, maybe like 1 week, let me just get 5 sales. But I was really hoping for 1 every day, so really 7. And then I ended up getting 8 sales that week. And that is because I was listing. Now this week things have dropped off because if you don't continue to list, you drop in the algorithm. So I have been running out of inventory because I can't go to Goodwills and things like that. Everything's closed. So I'm really trying to figure out right now, where can I get more clothes to post? Now, I did get some donations. One of my friends donated some of her old maternity clothes and her old baby clothing. So I just paid her for the shipping. She shipped it out. So that was a really good way to actually get more inventory in my closet. And I did buy 1 mystery box, which was okay. But I mean, I spent like a total of 40 bucks or so on these items. And there was maybe 14 items. So they weren't really that cheap, like per item for what I spent. So I'm not sure how much I can actually like make off of that. So I really don't want to buy any more mystery boxes at that price. Like, I'm trying to buy used things to resell that I'm paying only like $1 or less for. So Since I haven't been able to find anything like that right now, what I'm thinking to do is just look into wholesale. Because for one, I got 10 sales on Poshmark, so that automatically qualifies you to buy from their wholesale market. Now, I was looking on there, and for the two categories I'm looking at, maternity and baby items, I didn't find too much that I felt like I really wanted to stock my store with. And then one thing that I did see, it was very saturated. So I'm thinking if these are being sold on Poshmark wholesale, there's probably a lot of Poshmark sellers that have them in their closet. And when I looked at what was available, I was right. Now, it's not to say mine won't sell, but I mean, if there's already 8 other people selling the exact same item, that's kind of a lot of competition. So right now, I'm trying to look at other wholesale places online. I really need to hurry up and decide. I've noticed this week I'm not getting as many likes. I'm not getting as many sales, and that's because I'm not listing things. So that's where I'm at right now. I do need to purchase a pregnant belly. I do have a mannequin. It's a torso with a little bit of leg so it can model shorts, but it's only half, like it's not full all the way around, so it's kind of flimsy, but it's also just a regular like small woman. So since I'm doing maternity clothes, I'm ordering this attachment belly that I can put on the mannequin so I can show how the clothes actually would look on a pregnant person. I have this little photo box that I've kind of created out of my closet. It's a perfect square little box and it's white, but I notice when I'm taking pictures of white onesies and things that are white, they just really don't look good. So I'm gonna order some other type of colored background rug or something. I need to purchase a wholesale license. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my fictitious business name going, get my wholesale license, get everything set up legit that way so I can start purchasing my wholesale items and stock my closets. It's been really cool. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. Like, honestly, you feel so good when you hear like a ding on your phone and you've made a sale. I do like the social aspect of Poshmark because you're talking to people. Everyone on there is really nice. There's lots of people on Instagram and YouTube to connect with to help you get started. I've watched countless videos on how to organize my closet, how to set things up, how to set up an Instagram and a Facebook to make your items sellable from there. If you like clothing, if you like taking pictures, I say give it a try. I am about 7 months pregnant now, so I got a couple more months before my baby comes, and my goal is to honestly have at least 200 items in my closet by the time my baby comes. So that while I'm home on leave from work, taking care of the baby, hopefully I'll be making sales and making some money at the same time, because when you're on leave, you don't get your full pay. You're only getting about like 60% of your paycheck. So I'm hoping by stocking my closet up now, I'll be bringing in some income that way. So that's it. That's what I've been doing. That's why the whole focus of my channel has changed. If you guys have questions, please leave comments for me and ask me anything you need to know if you're interested in starting this, or if you have tips for me of how to continue to grow my business. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I think it's great that all these people are out there willing to help you. So if you're the same and you want to get started and you want some help, leave me a comment and ask me anything.